All right. Welcome, everybody, to another post-game edition of the Third Banner Pod. This is episode 42 of the Third Banner Pod. Tonight, we're going to recap the Cardinals' escape against Virginia. You got Ty, Kyle, Connor, and myself coming at you to recap this game and give our thoughts. But first, Ty, what do you got going on for us? What do you want to say?
Yeah, before we get in too deep, we're going to get into the post-game press conference reactions. We'll let you guys kind of call in, but I think we all need to go ahead and start with prayers up for Virginia running back Paris Jones. Yep. Of course, we all saw what happened on the field, had to get carted off. All Louisville fans, I speak for all of us, we're all praying for you. We're praying for the Virginia football team, and hopefully good news comes out tonight, and hopefully he's okay, because that looked really rough.
Prayers up, man.
I figure we start there first before we go too far. They've been through a lot, and that was just awful to see. So prayers up to you, Paris. Hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully we get some good news.
Yeah, that was an awful situation. Hopefully he's okay and makes a full recovery, and that we get news soon. But
they said that he wasn't moving when he went onto the ambulance, but he blinked his eyes or something like that.
So he's conscious, he's alert. I'm sure we'll get some more news as it comes. As far as the game, to transition into what ended up being I don't really have the words to describe. I will say I did not. This is one of the predictions where I was way off. I did not think. I mean, Ty, you had it, man. You were worried, and for good reason. I really thought being at home, and I thought going through this already, I didn't think this was going to be the one. I felt like with both teams having a short week to prepare, that we would just line up, and on paper, even with Thrash didn't play, and he did play.
I'm shocked.
I just felt like we had a much superior roster, but props to Virginia. Their freshman quarterback is a beast. He's a gamer. I hope
he can play.
I hope he go transfer to the SEC.
Yeah. He can come play for us next year.
Go transfer to Pac-12. If you consider it a fellow ACC school, I recommend one in Kentucky. Consider us, because that dude's a beast. But I will say this, Jeff Brom did not fold. He didn't fold. And it looked like he was. I'm going to be honest, where I thought it just felt like Pittsburgh all over again. And it felt like we were starting to abandon the run for a little bit, and he went back to it. He did not abandon the run. I started to think, here we go. We've seen this before. I've seen it at Purdue against teams he should beat. He blows it. I saw it against Pittsburgh, and I didn't think I'd see it tonight, but here it is. But just when you think, he's been talking about how he holds himself accountable for that Pittsburgh loss. He didn't put his players in the right position to win that game, and he needed to do better in those situations. He did better tonight. The Isaac Garindo run, he wouldn't have even handed that ball off in the Pittsburgh game. That one where he broke it loose. And Isaac Garindo was a big part of the game down the stretch. And for a while, I kept saying, where's IG? Where's he at? Why is he not getting the ball? I know Connor said it too. Like, we need to feed IG. I was a little mad at him on a kickoff return, but then he had
it's fine. It worked out.
It's fine. It worked. So props to you, Jeff Braun. Props to you, Jack Plummer. You didn't have a great game, but you came through when we needed you.
Can we throw the stat line for Jack up right now? Now that you mentioned it.
And the defense did play well. Now, they had their moments where they gave up some things, but they played well overall, I thought. I don't know. Maybe you guys agree or disagree, but I thought the defense.
They swung the momentum. They're on that one stop where they held them to the field goal. I mean, that swung the momentum of the game. And then we turned around and scored a touchdown. I mean, the game was over right then.
Yeah, special teams, I don't know how to feel about you, because you made some great plays and you made some terrible plays.
Shout out to our punter.
We'll say it all came out as a wash for special teams, because it's just extreme. Is he a really good or really bad? So that gets a wash. Offense didn't bring it tonight, but they brought it at the end. They brought just
They made enough plays.
They made enough plays. We're 9-1. We're still in second place, sole possession of the ACC. And we're right where we need to be, boys.
And it's only 16 days till we beat Kentucky. So there you go.
Facts.
Thank God that our injuries have 10 days to recover.
Yep.
Going into Miami. Maybe Jawar be closer to 100%.
I agree with you about the defense giving up 400 yards. Not their best game tonight, but I mean, they made a lot of stops. They got a lot of turnovers. And my thing is, they had to be out there a ton because the offense kept turning the ball over, didn't really do much for a long time in this game. And I put a lot of that on the offense. Defense did not play their best game of the year, but I mean, they've also pitched 2 shutouts and came close in other games. So it's one of those things where, at some point they did enough tonight and we really should have won by more than we did. You count the 2 missed field goals. You count where Jawar Jordan's running 10 yards out of bounds on a wheel route where he's wide open.
God.
And 10 yards exaggeration, but he was out of bounds. I don't know what happened there.
That would have been a touchdown.
I think there's a lot of things we could have done to help the defense out, is what I'm saying.
Hey, thanks for watching Couch House while you're driving home, but be safe driving and listen to us.
Be safe, Couch House. Just kind of listen in, tune in, but be safe. But let's give Virginia credit. I mean, the defense of the first half I thought was phenomenal. They came up with huge stops, big turnovers, but then they switched the tempo and they went up tempo, and we just had no answer for it.
Yep.
And that was huge. In the third quarter, Virginia dominated on both sides of the ball. And, despite all the turnovers in the first half that the defense gave the offense did nothing with it. So got to give your hat to Virginia. We couldn't move the ball, couldn't do anything. The run game was not getting the usual success that we typically see. So I can't even really be mad at the defense tonight. I know they did not have a good third quarter, and the fourth quarter was, a little here and there, but they made enough plays. And I don't know how we got out of there with that win. That was just incredible. That was trending towards one of the most disappointing Louisville football games I've ever watched, and it just changed immediately to become
where my mind was at the end of the third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter. I was sitting there thinking the only loss that hurts right now. I mean, I was mad. I mean, I was legit mad. Between mad and disappointed, and I'm thinking I haven't felt this extreme about a football game. I felt bad. I get a lot of emotions in football games, but on that level, the only one that felt just a little bit worse was the Rutgers game, where we had a national championship on the line and we lost against Rutgers. We choked that one away. And this would have been, for me, the second most disappointing loss, because you can't do that on your home field. You can't lose to that team. I know they played some tough teams, or they played teams tough, I should say. You just can't lose that game, though. Not like that. Not after you lost Pitt. Now, if you had been undefeated and you lost that game, it would hurt. Actually, it would still hurt a lot, because then you'd be looking at like way up in the playoffs. But it just felt like that, and to be able to pull that out, it should have never gotten to where it got, but it did, and we still came out with a win. That's all you can say.
What about the UCF game on a Friday night, where we also had national title hopes that year?
We blew that game. Yeah,
I was at that one. I
was at that game too,
and what's crazy is that game, I've never heard Cardinal Stadium louder in my life. Like after the James Quick block punt return for a touchdown, that place was shaking. I've never heard it that loud. And that game was just brutal to watch, how he choked that one away. But
are you talking which game? UCF?
UCF. That's when UCF was really good.
Blake Bortles, yeah.
Bortles and Johnson.
I don't think our strength of schedule would have allowed us to play in the national championship that year. But that's the only reason I don't rate it quite. But I'm thinking tonight, ACC championship game on the line. There's an outside chance we can still make the playoffs. Very outside. We need a lot of things to go right, but we're still in there. And it's just my mind. Here's my thought process. I'm thinking, okay, there is no ACC championship game now. Most likely, we need a lot of people to lose. There is no Orange Bowl. We are now going to be fringe top 20 to 25 team, and we head to Miami. And we could be out of the top 25 coming off of a loss like that. You got to get back up off the mat. those thoughts do go through your head. I know people are going to say, I know other people are sitting there thinking it too. Like, oh my God, all these things are off the table. I actually saw people saying it in the Discord. Like, all these things are off the table.
I got to agree with Big D, Cards fan, that last one. I bet my neighbors thought I was fucking crazy.
Yeah. It was loud in my house too, but it was just me.
My dogs were like, "What the hell's going on?"
When AHB caught the long play action where he was wide ass open, my hands were as red as my jersey because I just absolutely pounded the table in front of me.
I'm so happy for Amari, man. He's a guy who
Aaron B.
Oh my God, the UMBC guy was closer to being inbound than Jawar on the wheel route. That's what Aaron B said. That is a fact.
Aaron, you got comment of the night, brother.
You need to tweet that. You need to tweet that. That's like
that one.
I feel like I'd see that on like a Rutherford or an Ennis tweet. That's a good one, man. But what I was saying is Amari, man, AHB, it couldn't happen to a more loyal, better guy. He's stuck in here. He has stuck it out. He stuck it in there with the Satterfield staff when at times he was very frustrated. He's stuck around for Coach Brom. He's been very loyal to this university in his third year. And to be able to make a play like that, to be able to be a big part, because he doesn't get the ball a whole lot. Let's be honest. He doesn't get a whole lot of targets, and a lot of that's because Jamari Thrash is out there, and you got the run game that we have, and Chris Bell's also getting a lot of targets, rightfully so for all of those guys. So there's only one football to go around, so you have to make the most of your opportunities when you get them. And the whole time he was down there, it felt like that ball was in the air for 20 seconds, just seeing him that open. And I was like, do not drop it. Do not drop this pass. Because you could hear the crowd like, and it's just like, don't drop this.
I honestly
he did what he had to do. He caught it.
I thought it would be short.
I hope no one clips that reaction, Kyle. That's going to go viral.
What? I mean, the whole crowd was like, they really were. I mean,
one more time.
Oh yeah, can we get it one more time, Kyle?
No, you could really hear it. Like everybody was like freaking out. Like, and then he caught it. That's tough, man. I would totally drop it.
You guys want to go? You guys want to take a look at the box score here? I can pull this up if we want.
Let's take a look at it.
Let's go. I'll get it on the screen. Let's see here. Is this it? I think it is. Yep. Well, yeah, that's the first thing that when we were talking before we came on, I was like, it's going to be funny to see Jack's stat line because stats-wise, it looks great. But you watch that game, and Jack was that was pretty bad all the way through.
Yeah, when people say the stats don't tell the whole story, sometimes that's what they're talking about.
Yeah,
perfect. That's example number one.
How about I think the most impressive throughout this whole game was Anthony Calandria. I mean, he's a true freshman, man, right? True freshman.
Yes.
To come out and do that was impressive.
Hey,
please get the hell out of Charlottesville
and the ACC. Just get out of the ACC unless you want
to come here.
You like Kentucky bourbon, or you're too young. You're too young, but maybe your parents like bourbon a lot, and you like to ship them. So I don't know.
Maybe your parents love the trip up here tonight, and they just want you to come here.
Yeah.
Okay, I see Slava in here. He is coming in hot with the Jack Plumber takes. And Slava, you're not wrong. Like tonight, it was pretty bad, but
like on that pick six, he stared down the fucking defender.
Yeah, I don't know what Jack was looking at on that, to be honest.
Slava does make a good point about not having Brownlee, and it hurt us because that one receiver torched us, and I felt like it was Storm Duck did he made some plays out there, but Brownlee, I know some people still hold that Florida State game last year in the back of their minds. So anytime he gives up a play, that's what comes to their mind. Brownlee's really good.
Yeah, but this dude isn't
missed him tonight.
The dude that he would have been on tonight was not 6'6".
Yeah, Malik Washington, he was kind of he's kind of like a smaller slot guy, but he was open most of the night, and he did a lot of damage. 9 receptions, 155 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
How about IG having as many yards as Jawar on 11 less carries?
Yeah, Jawar, I really think we used him a little bit too much tonight. I think we just need to get him healthy. I wish we would use Maurice instead of Jawar. I understand Jawar. We already talked on a couple pods ago. He may be the second best running back in my mind behind Michael Bush, but of all time. I mean, he's up there, but he's not healthy. And I know he wants to play, but he's not as productive as he usually is. And then he's also risking more injury. I think in this game, you could have just went with Mo and with IG, but I'm glad to see we went with IG when it counted because that was going to be on my list. If we didn't go to him and feed him towards the end when we hadn't fed him all game, if we lose this game, that's going to be one of the top things. But Coach Brom, like we said earlier, he adjusted. He said he helped. He for people that got in here and it may not have heard it earlier, he held himself accountable for that Pittsburgh loss and the way he managed that game. And you kind of got the feeling it was heading that way. And he did not stray from what worked, from our strengths. He did not lose his mind out there as a coach. He kept poised. The team kept poised, and we did what we had to do. Should have never been this close, but hey, when you're there, just get the win and get out of there.
And with Jawar, survive in advance is all you needs to happen. But anyways, with Jawar, like you could tell he's still very clearly banged up, and it's clearly affecting him. I mean, he had that run in the first half where he ended up getting caught from behind.
Yep.
If he's fully healthy, that's 6 all day long. Yeah. So hopefully we're getting close to the end of that and we can get Jawar healthy for, the upcoming games, because these last 2 games are huge. And as a matter of fact, every game from here on out is huge. They're all going to be against good opponents, presumably. So hopefully we're kind of getting towards the end of that, but we'll see.
I just can't believe we won the game.
Blows my mind.
I don't know what I watched for the last 3.5 hours.
Jack Plummer, Harry, his name's Harry Balls, so we're just going to say Harry Balls in the chat says Jack Plummer threw a touchdown. That was a bomb. Give him credit. I'll give him credit. I think
short-armed it, bro. Like hell.
I don't care. He threw. Here's the thing. How many times have we seen, whether it's Jack or any quarterback, where you have that throw and you just either airmail it or you throw it so short it gets picked? I see it all the time. So it wasn't a perfect right on in stride throw, but it did what it needed to do. And after the game we were having,
he was close enough that it didn't matter.
That works.
I about punched a hole in the wall when he scored.
I know.
To Garindo to the wall. I like that. He ought to make a shirt instead of like NIL shirt. I don't know what the NIL deal would be, but it's a funny T-shirt.
Slava says that Jaws would have scored that first half run if he was healthy. I didn't get to see it, so
he would have. Yeah, it's a run where he got caught from behind, and he got caught pretty easily from behind.
He would have broke it.
Yeah, he would have broke it if he was healthy.
You could just tell he's missing that top gear. He just doesn't have the top gear, and he can't get there as quick. He's still been effective. It's just not the same. You could see it.
I got a little bit lucky, if you want to call it that, in that my work had a donor event tonight, so I didn't get home and turn my game on until the fourth quarter. So
you were lucky, man, because those
turned it on just in time.
I would not watch the third quarter at all.
Absolutely.
If you want to rewatch it, rewatch the first half, skip the third quarter, and go straight to the fourth quarter.
And I will say that's one thing about the first 2 quarters. We go into halftime up 14-0, but at the very least, it should have been 20-0.
Mm-hmm.
And you could argue, the whole thing with the Jawar Jordan wheel route where nobody was around and he was out of bounds. That was a touchdown. I don't even know if that was the same drive that we missed one of the field goals. But
I think it was.
Okay, so you're talking about 10 points then, because we missed another field goal and that should have been a touchdown. So we left 10 points off the board. And 10 easy points.
Another one, Kyle, and I kind of told this before I kind of said this before we came on. I feel like the play to Thompson that was off the play action that he just dropped for an easy first down and more. I feel like that really kind of changed the vibe. Like it just seemed like that killed the
Yeah.
drive. And I know we missed a field goal shortly after. I mean, he would have been first down within 15 or 10. It would have been 1st and 10 probably.
Yeah. So the thing is, when you don't take advantage of your opportunities like that, especially at home, I mean, you're playing with fire, and my God, it just takes a couple of really dumb plays that lead to turnovers to just flip the script, and that's exactly what that third quarter was. It was just like a complete all systems failure. And to see the guys, they had a second quarter like that against Georgia Tech, and they got up off the mat and they did the same thing. So, they have shown the ability to be resilient, to hang in there and to fight.
And we went into halftime up 14-0, and I felt like it was 0-0. Like it felt like we didn't score at all. Like thank God for that block punt, or it would have been real bad going into halftime.
Uncle Larry, thanks for joining us in here, man. Clutch, Danny.
I know Uncle Larry is driving back from the game because he was at tailgate this afternoon.
Yeah, it was wild. I'd said last night we were not going, or I didn't think I was going to be a part of a post game because of how late it was. But that was also assuming that we were going to win by a lot and not have this kind of game.
I didn't know James Quick was giving Jordan tips here, Captain Hampton.
What is it?
He said Jordan was out of bounds because he couldn't see the first down marker. The Clemson crew was running the chain gang tonight.
Oh, that's good. I like it. I like it.
Were they like 8 yards off the end line?
Let's see. So, what was my other thing? Oh, do we have Coach Braun's press conference yet?
We
Is he
do.
down there?
I'm working on getting that right now. So
Cool.
Hey, Neil has a comment I need to put up here real quick.
Okay.
How were they, Kyle?
I'm not doing it again. I'm too tired. You really could hear it though. You could hear the change in pitch when that ball was in the air.
what could you hear, Kyle? What was it? What was it like?
I'm not doing it again.
Can we go back and clip it later?
Somebody's got that clip
I
already.
will definitely.
Yeah, Ray Law brings up a point I've made in the past, and I didn't really even think about it tonight. But he said it's true. Like if you get up about 20 points to a really bad team, they will usually fold. And that was my argument. That's why I got so pissed off in that pick because we had our chances then too to just put the kill shot in there. And a team that's just used to losing, they will fall down and die. But then if you start making bad decisions, missing field goals, turning the ball over, giving them opportunities, well, now they have life. And that freshman quarterback, you could see it in him. Like he thought he was winning that game.
I wish they would have played Tony Muskett because that game would have been a lot different with Tony Muskett.
I told you before the year I was worried about old Muskett. Let's go ahead and get our banners fixed. Ash, I got the post-game presser here for us.
Pull it up.
I'm very excited to hear what he had to say.
Does this look good, or we need to make it bigger?
Bigger.
Make it full screen.
Okay. Well, really proud of our football team. We had a couple weeks where everything went right. We played about as good as we could, and of course, that's what you always try to do. But this team played a great play, and they had some big wins at North Carolina, Miami in overtime. They know how to play football, and got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but still had the lead. And then, of course, the interception for a touchdown kind of shifted that momentum in their favor. They had the one fumble they picked up, went for a touchdown, got in their favor. But proud of our guys to hang in there. Things were not going our way, and play to the end and find a way to make enough big plays to win the game and get some stops at the end. That's really how football works. You go back and you try to learn from it. But, when you play good teams, you got to just find a way to make one more play than they do and score one more point than they do. So, fortunately, we were able to come out with a win. And all of our victories, I'm probably proud of our team for hanging in this one than any of them, because they could have easily lost confidence and started to doubt themselves a little bit, but they didn't. They played to the end. So really, really proud of them. Without question, the one injured player for Virginia, I hope he's okay. That was unfortunate, but I do hope he's okay.
Jeff, was there anything in particular in that fourth quarter when back and forth you guys were able to put it away in the lead? Was there anything that was done differently and adjusted in, or anything that
Is that our guy, Big Dom?
You know what? The last drive that we kind of just called some simple little play action plays. Jack did a good job of throwing to the open guy, finding the check down a few times. And then we did take one shot deep, and Amari did a great job getting open. Back on, I need to find ways to get Amari and our slot receivers the ball more. But we have been running the ball well and not throwing it a whole lot, but I need to do a better job there. And then our defense got a good stop, got us the ball back, and we ran a play to the weak side. Our line did a great job blocking. Isaac, had a couple good series there, so we stayed with him. He took it, hit it downhill, saw the crease, and you couldn't catch him. So, just a great play and great blocking by our offensive line, and we needed it. So, you just kind of hang in there and you just play to the end. And it wasn't perfect, but like I said, I really am proud that we hung in there.
Big D Cards fan. I'm in the unfinished part of my basement, so I don't wake up the family. That's why I'm in this horrible looking background. I've seen a few people allude to it.
Is he remodeling his master bathroom?
And Captain Hampton, all I'm going to say to that is pause. Pause, bro.
I think Captain Hampton says sexual innuendo on purpose all the time.
Pause, bro, because that is
everything he
wild.
says, like fill the tip of the stadium.
Yeah, fill the tip.
Everything.
D laying the wood. I think you're Captain Hampton. You're done, buddy. You're done.
It's like the after hours chat or something.
It really is.
It's midnight. Whatever. Fuck it.
All right, let's roll with the rest.
Coach, this game was a little bit kind of like the ghost of Pittsburgh Pass, where similar things happen. You have the pick.
Love that smirk. Love it.
A little shaky, but then you guys turned it around. Do you feel like some of the lessons learned from that game helped both the coaching staff as well as the players to kind of right the ship and get things back on track?
I think so. I think anytime you turn the ball over, it hurts. Anytime you turn it over and they start with it, it really hurts. And of course, that happened in Pittsburgh. But yeah, we continued to get turnovers and miss field goals like we did today. So, you know what? We just kind of circled the wagons a little bit and got it going in the right direction and just found a way to make a few plays at the end. So, I was, disappointed that we had that little rut there. But you know what? I think as we continue forward, we're going to play good football teams. We're going to have some ruts here and there. We got to be able to bounce back. We got to be able to, switch the momentum as quick as we can, not allow the game to get out of hand. We kept this thing close. We got a great stop, when we stopped for a field goal and gave us a chance to keep the game in scoring range for us to come back. And I think it just gave us some hopes. I just think all of our guys played hard to the end. We needed every last bit of it. And I give Virginia a lot of credit. They did a really good job. They came ready to play, and they had a good second half, but we were able to finish in the end.
Neil, you two are done, by the way.
Brock, travel home, please.
Neil, you are done too, but just letting you know.
Hey, shout out to Ashton for being an absolute unit again. Clutch said, you're right. Ashton played really well.
To either hang on or come back. What do you think it is about this team that they've been able to kind of come together and not lose confidence, like you mentioned, in some of these moments?
Well, I think we got a good coaching staff that, we try to preach hard work, preparation, all those things, but, talk them through that. Everything's not always going to go perfect. Everything's not going to be exactly the way you design it. Some days someone's going to make more plays. Some days the other guy's going to make more plays, but you just got to hang in there. You just got to play together. And these guys have stuck together. We've had some close games that we easily could have lost and be sitting here not near in the great position that we are, but we found a way to win. So hats off to our coaches and our players, because they have done enough to win the game. And you go back and you circle the wagons, you try to figure out how can we get better and correct things, and we've done that every week. And we're not bashful about it, identifying the mistakes we make and how can we get better. So we'll do it again. And I think our team should enjoy this and get a little mental break because, like I said, we finished the season with two really tough opponents that we're going to have to be more efficient and play better in order to win.
Macro, I don't know who you're talking about, buddy. I didn't want us to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's
abandon the run.
Run the damn ball.
I was wanting IG to get the carries, and he finally did.
We've been saying run the ball since before the Pittsburgh game. So
He was a little flustered a little bit. You could tell he's a little jumpy in there, but I've been in those shoes. You're going to get a little jumpy when things aren't going your way and you're getting hit. You throw an interception, you're going to lose a little bit of confidence. You just kind of have to try to, take a couple deep breaths and relax and say, hey, give me another chance. Let me go show him. And I just think he's played enough football that he knew how to do that. He rallied the troops. He had an efficient drive where he threw the ball where he needed to. He found a check down, and then he throws a wide open deep pass. He launches it out there, puts it right for Amari, a big one. And then, of course, the next drive was easy. It was a handoff to Isaac. But, he played to the end. So I just think every little thing matters in these type of games. And to come out of this one with a victory is a great ending for us.
Neil, what are we doing?
Oh God! Now I gotta go see what he said.
Neil, what are we doing? Neil, are you good, bro? Are you good over there?
How much have you been drinking, Neil?
But Flava had a response to that here.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem when you get a group of guys together and it's which is officially past midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing good comes out of your mouth. I said it. Pause.
Yeah. Wait, pause.
Jeff,
All right, let's keep going.
On a night where it seemed like things are out of sync early, how do you approach trying to get them back aligned? How did you kind of manage that tonight?
Well, they did a good job trying to stop our running game, our inside zone runs and some things. They were doing a good job. And
no shit, Jeff. They stacked the box.
Confused our quarterback a couple times. We weren't as precise as we'd like to be. And we weren't as, we had a couple penalties that hurt us. Jawar was wide open down the sideline going in to score, ran a little bit out of bounds. Unfortunately, that hurt us. It's just kind of those things kind of stop drives.
It's funny now that we won.
You can tell. You could tell he is pissed about that play too.
We'll run it again and score. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Big plays. Just fortunately we just kind of hung in there. And like I said, I just think we have been battle tested. We've had enough games that weren't easy, so I think we are used to it. And while the last two were great days for us, that's just not realistic, even though that's always the goal. So just proud that they hung in there to the end.
That Jawar play is a funny blooper now, but if we lose that game, oh my God, it's kind of out there. It's almost, I won't say it's quite up there with the James Quick run out of bounds before the first down, but it's close.
Well, I think it matters. We try to provide an environment here where, starting with myself, working with our coaches and our players, we got to put the work in, and it's got to be visible, and you got to be willing to, do your part. And I think when things don't go your way and you make mistakes, I have to take blame first, and then we move it to the coaches, and then we try to just figure it out with the players how to get it done, because it's not easy to play football. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough physical football game. It takes so much preparation and toughness and grit to go out there. We got plenty of guys that are playing injured. Jamari Thrash, has a hand that he just continues to play through. We have other guys have injuries that continue to get back there. So I give them a lot of credit. So I just think it's a good nucleus of guys. They like coming over to this building. They like playing in this stadium. They want to win. They know it's not always going to be perfect, but I think as long as we just play to the end, we don't lose confidence. We try to continue to just fight and battle throughout the entire game. Hopefully, when it's over, you have one more point than they do. And I think for the most part this year, we've done a good job with that.
I'm going to stop just real quick. I know we keep stopping, but I just got an ESPN update. ESPN saying that head coach Tony Elliott's hearing some good news out of the hospital about Paris Jones. I'm trying to read through. Don't see like any real concrete update, but just they're hearing a little better news. So definitely good to hear.
Good to hear.
Thanks for that update, Ty. Appreciate it.
You have that play where the defense forces a fumble, but it turns into a touchdown for them, and then you have the long injury timeout. What are you saying to your guys after kind of a gut punch play where you make a good defensive play, but it turns into 7 points for them?
Well, we had the interception for a touchdown, and then, of course, we backed them way up, and they just throw a little swing pass, we make a tackle, and ball pops out, and they pick it up and score. So they just were getting some breaks. And that's, I'm sure we got breaks as well the last couple of weeks, but they got a couple breaks. They capitalized on it. And I just think, we knew we just had to keep fighting and playing to the end. We talk about it all the time. We go against our defense a lot, and they completely shut us down. It's not fun, but you got to go back out there and try it again. A couple times we may have some days where we make some plays, but they got to continue to keep battling to the end. So I just think, it takes everybody on the team. They want to win enough that they just stuck to it, and I think our coaches coached to the end. And we just try to stay in the moment, and play to the end, and hope that you can get a win when it's all over. But I thought our fans were into the game. I'm sure they were a little worried there for a while.
You think?
Yeah, a little worried.
I'm proud of our fans for helping us out.
When you give up 21 unanswered, we might be worried.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for the almost heart attack. But hey, whatever. I had made a comment. I don't remember if it was on here or in some social media group for Louisville, but I said I want us to win by a lot, but if we win by one, we did our job. It's good enough. Now, after the game, in hindsight, I wish I would have said that because I felt like we were going to lose at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. So my perspective kind of changed. I was like, why didn't we win this game by 4 or 5 touchdowns? But we won.
All right. We had 190 yards. 73 of them came on one play.
Yeah, I mean, they did a pretty good job. They sold out on the run. But at the end of the day, it's what you have total. You had 190 yards, so it worked out for us.
That's Kyle's favorite play, man.
Evan Conley.
I said before the season, this is Ross's fault, by the way, who's not on tonight. So I'm going to he's catching strays. He doesn't know he's catching. This is Ross's fault. He had the brilliant idea this offseason that Evan Conley needed to be using a package and for trick plays. And my facial expression then said it all. Like, I about got sick to my stomach. And now that we see it, it's just, I don't know why we keep going back to it. We don't need to see it anymore. Like, you're a great coach, Jeff Brom. You're obviously a great coach. We're 9-1, but there's only one thing I would change. Get rid of the Evan Conley package, man.
Whatever dirt Evan Conley has on Jeff Brom, Jeff needs to steal his phone, delete it. That way he doesn't have it, and we don't have to ever see Evan Conley run the damn ball on first down again.
Greg Hall says, I can't lie. I threw in the towel around the third quarter. It just felt like one of those games. It did feel like one of those games. It felt like the Pittsburgh game. Let's just be honest. It's like Pittsburgh was that kind of game where it's like we just melted down. We had every opportunity to blow it wide open, and we didn't. And then they came back and they took the lead. That's exactly what happened tonight. But we learned from it. We grew from it. So that's
great. Evan Conley throws a play-action passing touchdown in the ACC championship game, I will lose my shit.
Slava, if I see him go out there in the ACC championship game, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna watch the play. I'm gonna be so mad. I'm not gonna be able to see straight. That's too high a stakes to be playing around like that.
Well, speaking of high stakes, why in the hell did Virginia run a reverse that was going to turn into a double pass?
They overthought it
on our 35-yard line, and then you fumble and we get the ball.
Well, they overthought it. They just thought okay, we're driving, and then we're gonna throw them, throw them for a loop here. I feel like trick plays are better when you're struggling and you're not marching down the field. But that's just me. I mean, I guess you can't always do it then because then it becomes predictable. But I wouldn't have done it there. Maybe that's me speaking in hindsight because it didn't work for them. I just thought it was kind of silly because they were doing fine on that drive until that play. But
I agree with what Trace here because, if he does run the ball, Gatewood is much better. I trust him much more running the ball than I do Evan Conley.
Yeah.
I would much rather see Gatewood.
That would be a question I'd be asking if I was local media. I'd say, have you ever? I don't know, maybe not, because is there really a good time to ask that question? But I am curious. Have they thought about? But then if you ask it, he doesn't really want to answer. What if he's got this grand scheme where he's going to use Gatewood against UK, his former team, and he's just going to run roughshed with Gatewood? And now you've asked him the question, or if maybe he's got a package in the ACC championship game, but you're the idiot that asked him the question. I mean, now he's got to answer it. So maybe I wouldn't ask, but I am curious why we have not seen Gatewood in some of those situations instead of Conley.
Right, or Gatewood, 3rd and 1 4th and 1.
Tush push.
Because we know that, like, he can get under center. Like, that's not the problem.
All right.
Like, I would much rather see him try to get a yard and a half than Jack.
Couch House, my guess, he says, I wonder what Brom sees with the Conley and the Conley package. Maybe he was sitting at home that night when we played Wake Forest and Evan Conley like balled out, and he was like, "All right, if I ever take that job, if the job
I'm going with Conley. I'm going to ride it.
Conley package, baby."
So that the night we scored like 63 points and
yes, and he had
Tutu ripped off the onside kick to win.
Entertaining game for sure.
Guys, and if you all have any takes you'd like to give, we dropped the link to StreamYard in the chat. So if you guys have any quick takes you want to hop on here and give, feel free to click that link and join us in the chat, and we'll put you on the screen to get your take in.
Yeah,
so,
and we'll make it quick. I know sometimes we leave people on here a little too long. We're not going to be doing that tonight, and we're going to get better about not just leaving people hanging in the stream. So if you want to come on here and give a take, we'll bring you on for a little bit, get your take, get you back off of there.
Trent, get your crazy ass in here.
I'm just going to share this real quick just while we're waiting to see if anybody wants to join. But Ty Spalding actually sent me this tweet. It's also in regards to Paris Jones, said that they're seeing some movement in his arms and legs at the hospital. So that's awesome. Good. That's awesome.
Thanks for the update, Ty.
Yeah, thanks, Ty.
Well, and thanks, Ty, for
thank you, Ty Spalding, for sending that to me. We appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
I don't know. Did you not say who it was from? I apologize if I.
No, Ty Spalding sent it to me on Twitter. So thank you, Ty, for tuning in and giving me that update. I appreciate it.
All right, let's see. Looking through here. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has any final thoughts. I'll probably be heading out pretty soon because I'm pretty daggone tired.
I don't know how I can sleep after watching that shit. Like my adrenaline went from down here to way the fuck up here.
That's the problem. And yeah, I can say my wife's not too happy with me because when she went to say goodnight to me, it was right when we were getting our butts kicked in the fourth quarter. I did say goodnight to her, but I didn't want to sit and talk about our days right then. And she doesn't watch sports like I do. She's still trying to understand why I'm so invested in Louisville sports. So you can imagine my poor wife, who's oblivious of what it really means to be a Louisville fan like us, and she decides she wants to sit down and talk about her day when we just gave up that fumble for a touchdown and we're losing the game. So I'm in a doghouse a little bit.
I know how you
sleep in your gaming chair.
Kyle, my wife sent me a TikTok that she made the other day, and I can't really remember exactly what the song said, but it was something about when your husband's cheating or whatever, but it had a picture of the cardinal bird on the screen the whole time. So,
is it really cheating though when you tell your wife before you ever get married?
I know
one love I've had my entire life that I'm never going to get rid of. And it's Louisville sports because I told her
right there with you.
I told her, I said, you don't have to understand it. You just have to like all I ask is like, okay, I tell you we're losing and we're losing a game. We
don't touch me.
There's
don't touch me. Don't look at me.
Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. And it's nothing you've done wrong. I'm just pissed. And when I'm pissed, I'm liable to say or do something that I should, it's not doing anything. I'm liable to say something I shouldn't say. So the better solution is to just go, okay, he's watching the game. It's not going well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Ron,
Neil is putting a new touch on the tush push.
Yeah.
The wood push.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
The wood push.
Macro says, Ron English is the wind beneath Jet Brom's wings. Are you a poet, Macro? Is there, I know you're a defensive line recruiter, but I did not know you were a poet.
Macro, can we get a few lines in a poem of how we should recruit 4- and 5-star defensive linemen? And I'll pass that along to Jeff Brom myself.
Jeff Brom, we need to send this video to him. Say, hey, this is what you need to do. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, just as long as she's not a Kentucky fan. I don't know how people do that. Like,
Hey, Patrick, who's on this pod.
I know, I don't understand it.
I don't know how he
a
does it, man.
hardcore UK fan. It's not just like a casual. He's
Like,
married
if we
to a
lose to
hardcore-
Kentucky, I'm mad the rest of the day. So I couldn't
I'm mad for like
can't
4
imagine.
days. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
do it.
imagine having to look at my, like if my
No.
wife was a Kentucky fan.
hardcore
No,
one.
basketball-
He said she's
basketball's
like-
a different story.
can't.
He said she's die hard too. It's not just like a casual.
Yeah.
I might be able to swing it if it's casual. I doubt it. But a hardcore UK fan, probably she must be a special woman.
Hey, like I told you earlier, my fiance texted me, said, I'm going to bed. I don't want to bother you during the game. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Well, hey, Connor, you're in the honeymoon stage. Wait till you get in like year 5.
Yeah, you're not even married yet.
Brother, we've been together for almost 10 years. So
Yeah, well, I'm just jealous.
That's
then.
different. It's still different.
My
Hey,
wife's
Macro,
so
Trace
mad.
wants you to give us a haiku. So
I haven't written a
Oh.
haiku since like middle school.
Yeah,
I feel you, Gregory.
Here's the thing too. I get into bed and then she's gonna be like, she thinks they lost because I told her we're losing this game. I'm just sick of it. We're gonna end up losing this game. It's terrible. Everything sucks.
Okay.
And
Are we
she's
gonna
like, I
put
just
Danny's
wanted to
coming
talk
up
to you
there?
about my day. And I'm like, this isn't
no,
the
I'm not
time.
going to put that one on there.
And now I get to crawl into bed, and if she dares wakes up, which I hope she does not, she's gonna
We
go,
fucking won.
I'm sorry they lost. I'm gonna go, actually, we won. And then she's gonna be more mad because now she's gonna think my anger was for nothing, which
All right,
technically
there you go,
it was.
Trace.
Hey,
Technically, it was not.
Macro, that's a first draft, bro. I want a little better, but we're on to something.
Is Macro the bring
Keep-
Rom home guy? Because that's
Macro, keep cooking, bro. Keep cooking. I see the light,
Needs
but we need a
edits.
little more. Yeah, need some edits.
Yeah, you're cooking a sirloin. I'm looking for a ribeye, so keep
Yeah.
on going.
Yeah,
Little porterhouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Twas the night before signing day. There you go. Start there.
What,
Oh,
Connor?
hey,
we didn't ask for you to be the
how
fault.
awesome
Come
is
on.
it? We are 9-1.
Yeah.
We are 9-1. I don't care how sexy it looks at times. We are 9-1 in the first season of Jeff Brom's tenure. You couldn't ask for any better. You couldn't ask for any better.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Slava, you are right. 9-1, baby.
Hammered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're 9-1. We gotta
9-1.
stay ranked in the top 10. People have ugly wins all the time. So I know there's going to be some haters out there nationally.
Sometimes you just got to
cares?
survive. I mean, that's what it is.
Every team has it. Every single one of these teams have it. So
let's talk about college football playoff rankings.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Wait, did we go through the scenarios for the
Not yet.
conference
We haven't done that
game?
yet either.
no, we
I
need to go
think we
through
should do
that
that
first.
I have that. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, if
let's
you
pull
would.
that Kelly Dickey card game. Laid out the scenarios. of
Whoa,
what it will take.
whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
sliding into DMs, Ty.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa. We don't
Where
want
are
that.
you going?
Hold on. I got it.
Oh my.
Whoa.
I don't need to know what you're sliding DMs with, Ty.
There
Oh no.
What I
After
don't get
dark,
is I actually
baby.
clicked that link and it did pull that up. I don't get it.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, here we are.
So we need UNC to lose to
Okay,
Duke.
I can't see that. That's like Braille.
Oh, Kyle, you need to get your eyes checked, bro. I'm
No,
on
man. It looks
175
tiny.
Zoom.
No, I don't. I'm wearing my
I'm on
contacts. It looks-
200% Zoom.
Yeah, that's on your computer, but when it shares on here, it doesn't look as big. I guess
All
I
right.
can.
I can read
enlarge
it.
my
Or
screen,
Ty,
but then
you
I
want to
can't
read
see
it?
the
Let's do
chat.
it.
Yeah, I
So
can
we got-
squint and read it.
Kelly Dickey says Louisville will clinch a spot in the ACC Conference Championship game if one of the following happens. This, of course, now since we beat Virginia. Number one would be UNC losing to Duke, Clemson, or NC State. UNC plays Duke this weekend in a rivalry game.
Go Duke.
We got to be big Duke fans this weekend, bottom line.
Yeah, they don't have a quarterback though.
Or Virginia Tech BC winner loses one of its following two games. I don't really know what that.
Well, let me look
into
up
that
their
a little more.
schedules.
It doesn't really matter because I'm sure they'll lose.
Third scenario is Georgia Tech beats Clemson and Syracuse.
That's not happening.
I don't see that happening.
No.
And
Go
then
ahead and
the
get rid of
fourth
that
would
one.
be Louisville beating Miami.
Which will be tough.
which will be tough on the road, but certainly doable.
If we just do number 4, we can call it a day. Let's do it.
Number 4 calls it a day. Number 1, hopefully that happens this weekend, and we don't have to worry about anything else. But
number
4
1,
horsemen, baby. We're taking number 4.
So
We're just going to take care of it ourselves.
So Virginia Tech, after Boston College, if they beat Boston College, they would need to lose to either NC State or Virginia. And it's at Virginia. Of course, they'll have a lot of fans there for that.
I could see them losing to NC State.
The NC State game's at home. Now, Boston College, if they win, let's see, they will. Well, okay. I feel better about Boston College because they go to Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh's not that good. We know, of course, they an anomaly game against us, but they're not good. But then they host Miami. I could see Miami beating them. So I guess my question is, would you rather, if that scenario plays out, would you rather Boston College or Virginia Tech win based on those games? I think I'd rather Boston College beat Virginia Tech.
Who does Virginia Tech have left? Did you say?
Yeah, they have Virginia and NC State, but NC State's at home. I don't know. I think they're both about even, really.
I don't know. The
I'm
UVA
gonna be
game's
honest.
a rivalry game, though, so that one will be different.
NC State just lost their quarterback, though. Which that pisses me off because that might hurt us because they play North Carolina.
Was he even playing though? Wasn't Armstrong?
Yeah,
still
no, he was starting. Now he wasn't very good.
Okay,
but he was starting, and their quarterback. This is a transfer portal for you. He decided he's preserving his red shirt because he hadn't played in 4 games. But really, what he's doing is he's wanting to hit the portal.
He's smart,
and it is smart, but it's just one of those things that kind of sucks because like NC State's starting this guy. He's starting. He just won a game against Miami, more so because of his defense. But they've invested in this guy. He's a freshman, and all of a sudden he's just like, no, I don't think I want to play anymore. I'm done. And so now it's back to Brennan Armstrong, who at least has experience. But, man, he's been a rough go at NC State. I mean, we played against him, and it was a rough go for him.
NC State plays Virginia, right? Or they play Virginia Tech?
NC State plays Virginia Tech. Yes.
Yeah, never mind. I was thinking Brennan Armstrong, Virginia, because he transferred from Virginia.
And I'm thinking that'd be tough. And then, yeah.
Georgia Tech is not beating both Clemson and Syracuse.
No, I'm not even worried about that.
We can take that one off the list.
I think the one I'm looking at the most, besides us beating Miami, obviously that's key, but it's gonna be a tough game. Like that's far from guaranteed. Hell, tonight wasn't guaranteed, as we found out, and a lot of us thought it was. So the Miami game is gonna be tough. So I'm looking at UNC at Clemson, and then they also go to NC State, but I'm really looking at Clemson. Because that's a tough environment. But please make that a night game. Please.
In Death Valley, please, God.
Yeah. Please make that a night. Do not make that a nooner. Come on, man.
Make it a night game on the CW. Things get weird on there.
Yeah. CW. In between those.
We don't want to piss off our one CW guy.
Yeah, we had somebody that got offended by our CW call, and they said, well, the CW stuff is coverage is still better than sports. Like, no.
Okay.
CW's just reruns of old shows.
Wearing his Patagonia sweater.
Yeah, I can picture the person that typed that up in their sweater.
You better enjoy those Pretty Little Liar reruns, brother. Because
buddy, you're wearing a sweater vest. You're eating rice cakes.
Hands on your hips.
Plain rice cakes, no flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you typed that while you were on your treadmill, or not your bicycle, and it's like while you're watching the CW Buffy the Vampire Slayer reruns, like, and you're saying that it's better than sports. Get the hell out of here, man.
He's got a treadmill, but it's got like a little TV in there, like kind of built in, and he puts the CW on there while he runs.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Hair slicked back for sure. I mean,
is the ACC championship game on the CW? I hope to God not. That would be.
Actually, I hope it is.
I hope it is, because then we might win.
Yeah, it seems like the underdog on the CW is the one that that's also how North Carolina lost to Virginia. CW.
We lost to Pittsburgh on the CW.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, hey, yeah, put the Florida State Louisville game on CW if we play them. Yeah, we still got business. We still got work to do, and If not, we need work done for us. So what you don't want to see is that none of these 4 scenarios happen. That would be just absolutely dreadful. I'd like to see the odds. I know it was like 85% before this game.
I thought it was 88.
Well, maybe it's 88. I don't know. It was somewhere around there. I'd like to see him now that we officially beat Virginia. I'd like to see if that changed anything.
All right, hold on. I'm pulling up ESPN matchup predictor for Saturday. UNC 62.9% chance to win.
Yeah, I don't see him losing to Duke.
Spread is UNC by 14.5.
That's
Really?
a high spread, but
That is high. Is Leonard not playing or no?
no, they're not going to win that game without.
Well,
Leonard.
there goes that one. All right.
Clemson.
Guess we're on
I
to the
never
next
thought
one.
I'd say this, but go Clemson.
Yeah, well, Clemson never helped us out.
I can't root for those bastards. I hate them.
Hey, Danny said Kyle Ross had to eat a tub of Duke's mayo on a live show if we beat FSU. I don't know how you came to that hypothetical, but I will say that is my favorite mayo. So if there is a mayo, I have.
What if we make the Mayo Bowl?
We're not going to the fucking Mayo Bowl. Do not speak that into existence.
I hope not, but
if we beat Florida State in the ACC championship game to go 12-1, Kyle and Ross have to eat a whole mess of Raisin Canes. I'm going to say it right now.
yes.
Hey, perfect. I'm not in that. Sounds good.
Ross is going to do an entire.
They got to
show
get the
from his
big
tub,
box.
and it's nothing but cane sauce.
That's all right, Ash, because you have to eat ribs made in an air fryer.
Oh God! Let's not do that.
I can't
shit.
believe that. I wonder how many people actually went home and tried
Why
that.
you have to eat Chinese food?
I'm not eating Chinese food. I hate that shit.
You don't like
I hate
Chinese food? Oh, that's
No, it's so gross.
I will say it's about
gross.
Chinese food before we get way too off topic.
You never done
like
hibachi
it,
on your
but
Blackstone?
Chinese food makes me feel like I'm completely stuffed, and an hour later, I feel like I'm starved and
I know.
famished.
I do agree with
Like,
that.
It's like it's such a horrible feeling. I don't like it. Then it's like, well, I just down like 1,500 calories worth of Chinese, and I'm starving. Like, what is going on?
I guess hibachi's Japanese food, but
Whatever. I mean, it still makes you feel the same.
Oh man, I
Felt good after eating
Macro's
Chinese. I'm
asking
just gonna
about the
say it.
ribs in an air fryer. I saw something on Facebook where some dumbass was posting a recipe for making ribs in an air fryer, and I posted it in our Discord as a joke. But it's nasty looking. I don't know why
it
you would
looked
do
like
that.
roadkill. It was. Rough.
I actually think that guy was trolling and was just hoping people would do it.
I don't think so because they had a picture of it and they're like, "Hey, this is what I did." I don't know. Maybe they weren't.
Hold
But anyway.
on. Breaking news. Captain Hampton, don't you work with Ross or you're pretty close? Is this true?
Pull up the comment. What is it?
Oh, it says he drinks Cane's lemonade.
Here, let's stop sharing this for a second. Let's fix this. I need this comment up here. Captain Hampton.
I feel
My
like
phone's
Ross
on like
said he
5%.
likes their
I can't pull
lemonade,
it.
though. I don't
Where's
feel like
it
he's
at?
hid that. He said he likes their
Captain
toast,
Hampton.
too.
Oh, there it is, Captain Hampton. I'm looking at the wrong person.
I stepped on you. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry,
all right.
Ash.
I was looking for the wrong person's comment anyway. There we go.
He drinks Cane's lemonade all the time. So does that mean he goes to
Ross.
Cane's all the time?
Ross, you got some explaining. to
Yeah,
do.
Ross has got to explain this away.
Ross.
I thought he's always said he liked lemonade.
So hold on. So have we?
They do have bomb lemonade, though. I will say that.
So have we established that Ross is the bring Brom home guy?
No,
He's not me.
You're supposed to speak that on the pod.
You just wanted to do that, didn't you? No,
no,
he's not.
Ross.
Connor's banned.
I actually did think for a while it was Ross, but I started to watch. Here's the thing: I started watching people's behavior, and either the bring Brom home guy is either very good at concealing who he is and going the opposite, or he's just not lining up with anybody. That's why at the end of the day, I think it's a fan that's probably a hardcore fan, but it's not somebody from the media. Like everybody wants to guess.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't think
over
so.
somebody in the media.
Trace.
Tell Xi Jinping to send a spy to North Carolina.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Hey, let's go back to this playoff predictors while we're here.
All right, let's get it back up.
Well, let's just go back to it. Let me find it here.
That's what she said. But
Mm-hmm.
Awesome loss.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I'll let you have it.
Never mind. I'll let y'all go before I say that.
This is on ESPN. This is their college football playoff predictor. It's just a little fun tool. Now it's not completely updated here because it still has us at 8-1, but that's okay. So if you go through here and play this out, let's just say we go ahead and win out, and that we are going to win the ACC title game. ESPN gives us a 20% chance.
That's tough. That's not as bad as now. Awesome loss says 90%, so I don't know what he's looking at, or 10% chance.
What Virginia said? It said 92%.
Yeah, awesome loss says 10% chance we get in.
Awesome clips.
I don't know.
I'm sure your math is good on that, but I will go with ESPN here.
I'm gonna go with who's ever higher and say they're the more intelligent predictor.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's
I love you, ESPN.
Because science, right? That's what a good scientist does. They wish for the thing they want.
He says he's just guessing, but yeah, we'll go with the ESPN. Now, to further this, in terms of the ultimate fan,
awesome loss was just guessing.
Yeah, he's just guessing.
I thought you were like getting that from somewhere.
No, he said he's just guessing. But anyways, for the ultimate, who to root for guide down the stretch here, I would say we are definitely big Ohio State and Georgia fans.
Trace.
Dream last night.
I normally don't like to put it up while we're gonna cover somebody, but I gotta post this.
Ty had a dream last night about him, JoJo Stone, and BBH Twitter guy harming some canes together and talking about who has the Brahms shrine in their house. Well,
I will not confirm
JoJo,
or
I
deny.
know Ty and Bring Brom Home probably both have a big one, but I'm going to say Bring Brom Home has a house full of Jet Brom memorabilia.
Oh, dude. He's got a little Buddha statue of Jeff Brom.
I will give him
us a bill because he's going to order canes again tonight.
He's on a level of fandom that I don't have even, and I feel like I'm pretty radical, but he's on a different level. So,
Connor, you're muted and talking, so I don't know what you're trying to say.
Hey, we have another Paris Jones update.
Okay.
He has regained movement in all his extremities after being injured during the Thursday game at Louisville. He will remain at Louisville Medical Center overnight.
Great news.
Great news. Now, as far as this little predictor here, can we just go ahead and get rid of Michigan since they like to vacate people if they don't like the college or the university? Can they just go ahead and do what they did to us, get them the hell out of there? And then Kentucky, I'll never ask you for a favor, but if you happen to just beat Alabama, cool. That's great.
I am not rooting for that. I don't care.
Well, okay. Well,
I said the same thing. If UK wants to do us a solid, great.
Like it's not rooting for UK. It's like putting your fandom for Louisville over your hatred for UK. Like that's my opinion. Like I'm not going to root for them. That's not even the way to look at it. It's like just not rooting against them for once. I'm not going to root against anything that hurts us, and I'm going to root for anything that helps us. Because I think, like you, Ash, I think we beat UK. So why not have them not only knock out Alabama? I don't think they will. I think they're going to lose by like 4 touchdowns. But why not have them beat Alabama? Then they catapult into the top 25. And if they beat South Carolina, who's not very good this year, they're about number 20, 18-20. So now you've got another top 25 win, which helps your playoff chances a little bit. At least it helps your perceptions.
Let's see, this right here, Kyle, is why I'm not rooting for UK, because even if Alabama wins out and then they lose in the SEC title game to Georgia, it effectively eliminates them. So if we keep winning, we won't have to worry about Alabama as long as they lose to Georgia.
True, but I'm also thinking about UK like getting another top 25 win if we beat them and they're ranked. I mean, if they floundered Alabama, which they probably will, then even if they beat NC or SC Junior next week, it's not going to matter at all as far as perception. We just have to win the game just so we win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame kind of crapped the bed last weekend. That's what hurts us, I think, a little bit, is that was a win we were hinging on. And I think we've got a lot of solid wins, but we don't have any like amazing wins. And even UK wouldn't be amazing, but it'd be a top 25 win if they could pull it off. I don't think they will, though. Let me be very clear. I give them about these odds, or not even these odds that are up on the screen. I give them like a 90-10. I give Bama like a 90% chance to win that game.
I hope so.
Well, and this is to go on any further. Ultimately, before we even start really thinking playoffs, there's absolutely no scenario where we will make it if we lose another game. So that is automatically number one. We have to win out not only regular season but the ACC title game. Now, from there, we need a lot of things to happen, and that includes the Big Ten teams losing. Two of them need to lose twice. We cannot have because see, this is Michigan. If you play this out where Michigan wins out but loses in the Big Ten title game, they're going to make it. So we need Ohio State or Michigan, one of the two, to win out completely, and then we need Ohio State and Penn State to both lose twice.
So hold on. I saw this scenario. I think I saw it today or last night,
or one day last week, or
if Penn State beats Michigan on Saturday,
and
then Michigan beats Ohio State, Penn State is then in the Big Ten championship game against whatever team from the West.
Yeah. How do you want to play this out? So you say Penn State wins against Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say they win out because let's go.
They ain't losing Iowa.
If Penn State wins out completely, they're in. I think that's obvious, though. They have Michigan, Rutgers, and Michigan State left, so that's very doable for them.
So we need the West, whoever's in the West, to pull something out of their ass in the Big Ten championship game.
If it's Iowa, good luck because they can't score more than 6 points against anybody.
So let's do this. We want Ohio State. In my opinion, the best possible scenario is Ohio State just wins out. Let's say Michigan beats Penn State, but loses to Ohio State. And then
Ohio State's in the national or in the Big Ten title game.
And so if Michigan loses to Ohio State, it looks like they can't make the Big Ten title game.
Correct. They can't make the Big Ten title game.
So that would they would get leapfrogged by anybody that wins their conference championship if it's in the big. But I would think
we are. Bottom line is we're big Ohio State fans the rest of the way.
Georgia.
We're big Georgia fans the rest of the way.
Florida State fans for now.
We do want Florida State
until
to keep
December
winning.
3rd.
Yeah, we need them to be like.
Now the Pac-12 is really where it gets weird too.
I know.
Because if let's say Washington plays Utah this weekend, all right, or is it Oregon?
They have Utah.
So we are big Cam Rising fans this weekend.
Well, he's not playing, is he?
Shit, you're right.
He's not playing.
Well, then they're not going to win.
He hasn't played all year. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know much about Utah. I don't watch people.
I mean, they're
they
good.
mean nothing to me. They do now.
Good.
I actually watch Washington. I'm lying. I watch a lot of Washington. So
is that your water?
You're doing laundry back there?
Yeah, that's my lawn. That's what happens when you're in the unfinished part of the basement. If somebody flushes the toilet or runs the sink, I get to hear it all come down here in the middle of the third banner pod.
We just giving you shit.
The struggle's real.
So we need Texas to win out and then go to the Big Ten title game and lose to Oklahoma again.
Yeah, if Texas wins out and wins the Big 12, I would imagine they're in. That's what the playoff predictor says. So let's say Texas wins out but loses. Okay, so again, we need a lot of things to happen, but it certainly can't. Like there's still plenty of time, and it can get weird. I know the Pac-12 always gets weird down the stretch, so things can happen, but that's the only way we make it.
And big Georgia fans against Ole Miss. Big Georgia fans.
Yep. Basically, we need to be the only one-loss team standing.
No, yeah, that's gonna be tough.
And it'll be tough, but it is doable. But the odds of it are obviously very slim to none.
So we need Michigan to beat Penn State, and then Ohio State to beat Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll be curious how Michigan plays this weekend with all this drama around their program. I mean, sometimes it doesn't affect them at all, but other times
It hasn't affected them yet, but I mean, this is
it's
the
peaking,
biggest game
though.
on the schedule.
Let's get real off topic here just for a second. Did you all see that Connor Stallions had a vacuum business, that he was selling refurbished vacuums, and he was in business with Blake Corum?
So he was like the dude all Breaking Bad that sold the vacuums, but actually he was getting you like different aliases. Tile,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
what was it called? You call him and he'd say like, "I want like a super."
I wish I knew. I'm about to look it up what they actually called him.
But he was in business with the starting running back.
I did see that. I actually shared that in the Discord.
All I know is I saw Dave Clawson still cries about WikiLeaks when his own dude planted the information. So dumb. I can't stand that dude. Just one thing, Pat Narduzzi's my least favorite ACC coach. Dave Clawson always finds a way to get back up there.
So, Kyle, they called him the Disappearer.
Yeah, I remember that. But there was a name where, like, when you called, you ordered a certain type of vacuum cleaner, and was how it was like that was how you knew that, like, okay, you're about to pay this guy like $100,000 to make your whole identity disappear.
Hey, can we pull up the Louisville football's last tweet of Jeff Brom after the game in the locker room?
Yeah, if I don't pull up my DMs, let me see here. I might be able to do that.
Slava agrees with you, Kyle. He thinks that we got to root for UK this weekend. So
I'm not rooting for UK. I'm just not. If
you want them to win, that's rooting for them, man. You're Big Blue Nation this weekend, Kyle.
It's not. It's more like if they're going to do us a solid, I'm not going to complain, but I'm not going to be rooting for them either. I'll be a casual observer it's a win-win for me. Either they get smoked and I'm like, ha, hate UK. They got smoked, suckers. Or it's like, oh, thanks, UK. You just helped us out.
We're going to move into the top 9.
But here's my thing, Kyle. Ultimately, it doesn't help us, right? Because
it does, because they're going to catapult in the top 25.
Okay, but
it's a bigger win.
But the thing is this. We've already established the only way we're getting in is if we're the final one-loss team. So even if a win over a ranked UK or non is not going to make a difference.
I want all the help we can get, Ty, because I'm a paranoid Louisville fan. And
fair enough.
I mean, daggone, that year I thought for sure we were going to get in I know it's basketball, but Mitch Barnhart, of course, screwed us out of that.
We were the 69th team.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Do we want the Jeff Brom locker room video?
Yes, and then I want my pillow.
All right, fair enough.
Pillow.
It's only 11:45. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you guys act like it's
all right, young guy. Well, I'm tired.
I'm sleepy.
But you guys hung in there. All right. You stick together in the second half when things aren't going our way, and the momentum's shifting to the other side. You guys hung in there. You didn't lose confidence. You played to the end. Each side and special teams fed off each other, and you found a way to win the game. All right, and that's a sign of a great team, period. It's a sign of a great team. They played good football, all right? But you guys hung in there.
We interrupted.
That was it.
I thought he was about to get like absolutely fired up.
You want to watch it again, Kyle or Connor? Wasn't much.
Damn,
it's odd where they cut it off.
I know. That's one thing I don't like. They've cut off so many. I feel like they could keep going on these little post-game locker room videos. They just cut them off.
Yeah, like I didn't see how long it was. I just saw that they tweeted it, and I thought he was about to just get absolutely fired up.
Nope, that was it.
Well, he probably did. I'm waiting for the video where he does have like the chair throwing or like the street fight between the whistles, that kind of thing. And all of a sudden he's like, and the most important thing to know is, and then they just cut it off.
That's what they're gonna do. They need.
You're like sitting there in the corner. You're like,
they need to do a better job of that.
And Slava makes a good point here that the 20% number on that calculator probably doesn't take into consideration that if we beat UK while they're ranked. So
my thing is this.
Slava, we're together, man.
There's no chance, even if we beat a ranked UK, we are not going to be the fourth team in over another team that has one loss. We're just not.
We just need to be in the best position possible. If the cards fall right, you're right, Ty. It doesn't guarantee anything.
If the cards fall right, I see what
I
you
just
did there.
I don't want to be in a situation where somebody can leapfrog us we don't think should leapfrog us. And I want to be able to I want the metrics to be able to argue, well, they did beat these teams. And if a top 25 UK win, we can use it. I think it's better to not having it. If we don't, but hey, if they get their asses kicked, I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be happy that they got their asses kicked. It's a win-win.
Hey, all power to you if you want to root for them.
No, not root. Nope. No.
I will just casually be watching them to see if they go.
Thank you,
ahead
Connor.
of Alabama.
Casual observer
Roll
of the
Tide.
game.
Let's go.
I was a big Alabama fan last week.
Thank you, Captain Hampton. I can see them trying to screw us over and putting a 2-loss
Especially
team.
now, okay,
okay.
okay.
I mean,
But again, if that happens,
Louisville over before. Oh wait, we lost a
I
banner
get
and
it.
we named ourselves the Third Banner Pod because we have a title that they won't give us. And
yeah,
I mean,
but
most of
CFP's
it's been in
different.
basketball. But
Okay,
hey,
I
we're a little
agree,
school that
Captain
shouldn't be
Hampton.
there. The redheaded stepchild. We're not
If-
Alabama.
if
We're
they're
not
ever going to screw
LSU.
somebody and put a 2-loss in, it'll be us.
Yes.
But it's not because we beat an unranked UK team. Like that's just not going to
No,
be.
it's not because of that, but it's because they can say, well, who did you beat? You didn't beat enough. But then if we can say, hey, we beat Notre Dame, we beat whoever else,
Dude,
we beat
I agree.
UK,
I
who was
see
ranked.
the point.
We beat FSU in the
Awesome.
title game.
We
I
yes,
wish,
we-
although I'm going to say this is my last bitch about it. I wish the whole like who you beat and all that shit really mattered because when it comes to Michigan, that shit don't matter at all. They have
played
beaten
Bryant.
quite literally nobody, and they are the number 3 team.
I have a take that is similar here to Awesome Lawson. Is that like Kansas claims that they're like what 5-6 time national champions? Those are not all NCAA titles.
no.
Like they're claiming stuff like from
NIT
newspaper
titles.
clippings in the 20s and stuff.
Why don't we claim
are we
ours?
not say, why do we not have a banner that just says 5-time national champions?
Right.
Because we can put 5-time national champions up if
Oh,
we
you just
want.
have a
We won
banner
the
that says
NIT,
5
and
times
NIT was the better tournament.
number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Because we won that. We won the NIIB or whatever it was back in the
What?
40s. We won the
Yeah.
NIT, and then we were their number 1 ranked team at the end of the 2013
But they
season.
keep, they keep it on the gang. You know, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we got a small chance no matter what. Maybe it's just a comfort thing in my mind to think like, hey, the more top 25 wins we have, the better.
I definitely understand the logic, right? Like I
so-
get what you're saying.
But it doesn't matter. It's gonna take a whole lot to get us there. A lot of things are gonna have to fall into play.
Mhm.
I'm actually right now, I'm more concerned about the ACC championship game and just getting
Because
there.
of that reason right there. 100%.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too. But you know what? We'll worry about that when we get there. Let's just get there.
But also, who thought in year one that
Exactly.
on November 9th, we would be on ESPN Playoff Predictor trying to figure out if we
Yes,
can make the playoff?
exactly. That's November 10th.
I don't know, Connor. Who would have thought that? Maybe we should go back to the Discord.
I don't know what you're talking
What was
about.
the
I
day
was
that?
always on
What
the
was the
Jeff
day that
Brown.
Satterfield left? What was that December? What now? Maybe we should go back and see if we really.
I was
Now,
going to
you're not
pull
gonna-
up the receipts.
Now, I know you're not going to tell me that
Tonight
you
is
thought
gotta
we were
pull
making
up-
the
should
college
we-
football
Should we pull up
playoff.
the receipts on that, or I don't know? Maybe.
Now, I know
You
you're
got
not going
those
to tell me.
screenshots, Sandy Ty?
I know nobody in here is telling me they thought we were going to make the college
Okay, no,
football
I'm not trying
playoff
to tell
the
you what
first
I
season.
thought.
We're just having fun. Like,
I'm
okay, I'm
definitely
making
doing
sure
that.
I'm on the
I'll
same
pull up the
page.
receipts about JoJo Stone because I said it before June 15th.
I know what you're talking
Trent,
about,
we
man.
don't
I
need
don't
that
know what
called-
you're talking about.
Trent, we don't need that reminder.
Ash had that from the jump.
Trent, why do you got to put this juju on
Trent,
us? Come on.
Go
Trent,
back
you're
to work.
Banned. Get him
Come
out.
on, man.
Banned.
You're not a
Oh,
real
well,
fan.
We've
Banned.
all
Not a
already
real
thought
fan.
of that. I know we have in the back of our mind. I
Okay,
certainly
Trace.
have.
We don't need to bring that one up at all.
We don't talk about. We don't talk about.
We do not need to talk about that one. I
Hey,
don't
Fred-
know what you're talking about. My sister took
Southern
my phone.
Miss's favorite quarterback.
Hey, president of the T-Web fan club, where are you at?
President of the Garrett Riley fan club. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, I can't
Hey,
lie
Luke
about that one.
earlier. Luke brought up something
all
about
had
the
bad
UVA center punching our D lineman. When did that happen?
That was in the that was on the first play.
Yeah, because I was
Really?
not at home yet. So
I didn't
Yeah,
catch
they
that.
called it personal foul and necessary roughness on the on number 90. So he got
There was a lot of Garrett Riley fans, though. A lot. He was my
Don't
second.
look at me, not me.
Yeah, I want a Garrett Riley. Yeah, I'll say it.
You know what, Connor? I ultimate respect for manning up and admitting it.
I
Ultimate
can't
respect.
like
He's second
after
on my
last
list.
year. Can you say that you didn't want Garrett Riley? Like,
I get it. They were awesome last year. His offense was awesome.
well, and then he went to Clemson and
And then
Dabo
he went to
drove it into the
Clemson, and
ground.
it looks absolute shit.
I think that has a lot to do with Dabo, but
I don't think
I
Dabo's
agree.
letting him run
Totally
the same offense he ran last year
no,
at TCU.
Dabo's running Dabo's offense, which anyway. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call tonight. I don't know. Are you guys gonna stay on or are we gonna sign off? Just let me know.
I
'cause
don't
was
think I got
popping.
anything else. What about
Yeah,
you
I don't
guys?
know. We gave
Any
the
last
link out.
thoughts?
Nobody wants to join, so
Nope.
we'll call it.
Well,
Yeah,
we
Trent
got
Dilfer.
basketball. Guys, thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate you guys watching and participating in the chat. If you would hit that like and subscribe buttons for us to help us out with our statistics and whatnot. Be paying attention. Tomorrow night during the basketball game, we'll decide if we're going to do anything after the basketball game or not. I'm not
I was
sure if I'm
about to
available
ask.
yet. But
I
we'll
hope
see.
not. I'm so tired.
I'm supposed to be umpiring a
Back to
fast
back
softball
pods.
game. So.
You think we got it in us?
Let's do it.
I'm old, man.
Dude, that'd be back to back to back. That'd be pretty sweet. I gotta say.
Yeah,
And
well,
Ross
you're
and I
also
were
on Central
talking. We're
Time.
trying to get something hooked up for either our 50th episode or our 52nd episode. We were talking last night about trying to get something big. So
Wow.
be on the lookout for when that starts coming.
Lamar Jackson.
Up, so.
I'm just
Lamar's
kidding.
coming on. Hell yeah.
Kidding, guys. Don't think.
But appreciate everybody joining.
Shirtless.
All right.
Any last words, anybody?
Go Cards. We're still in there, baby.
Go
Hey,
Cards.
I don't know how the fuck we won today, but we did it.
And I'll say it for Ross.
Fella.
Go Cards.